Listen, I don't know about you, but I started a business so I could do this. Travel, be with friends, be with Whoopsie. Well, you guys, I don't know what just happened here. StreamYard has some new stuff going on. So I think I just skipped it. I'm not certain. But let's see. Put a one in the comments if you can hear me, see me. If you can't, let me know. I'll show this while we're waiting on it to upload here. Listen, I don't know about you, but I started a business so I could do this. Travel, be with friends, be with family, create memories. I didn't do it to sit at the computer all day. I didn't do it so that I could just be in countless emails and Zoom meetings. I did it to create opportunities for myself and opportunities for others. So listen, if that's something that interests you, enjoying time with your friends, being out and about, definitely drop by Erica Williams' Classy Climb blog. Check out the YouTube channel. We've got over 2,000 videos of free information that's actually changed people's lives. People actually post their new jobs, their new careers, their new businesses all the time over at the channel. All right, well, hopefully y'all can hear me and see me. It was tripping for a second there. Now let's get into it tonight. We're on the Fitted Hat series. Listen to me, y'all. It is March Madness. Let me tell you something. Okay? Let's get into it. Let's really get into it. We're going to kill some sacred cows tonight, unfortunately. Talking Donald Trump tough on Facebook cost a woman her job. Now, I want y'all to understand, when I'm on this channel, I always recommend you cannot talk tough if you are not in a boss position. Now, let me clarify, because we've been on a rant about inequality, wealth distribution, the wealth transfer, and I want to continue to clarify. If you're a person who's an accountant, if you're a brandy, okay, CPA firm, all the whole old bit, you got employees. If you're a nurse, I mean, we just had a white nurse break 3 black babies' arms at a hospital, was not fired, was put on another ward. Finally, it took 4 months later, they arrested her. Her husband's a cop. And you would say, well, dang, you breaking little babies' arms? But she's a nurse. You got doctors drunk driving. You got lawyers on drugs in Dallas and in Houston. Multiple stories. But guess what, y'all? In our society, there's levels. If you have a particular skill, you have a particular knowledge and mindset, you can talk tough. You can talk wow. You can talk reckless. You can do whatever you want because you're the boss. My friend owns an eye clinic here in Austin. My eye was messed up all week long. I'm like, hey, my eye. He's like, just go to the office. I go to the office. He's not even there. I'm seeing his 2 other doctors that work for him. He's like, girl, I told you I don't work on Mondays. And I laugh, but he's the boss. He can do those type of things. He can go skiing in Switzerland for 2 weeks at a time, because guess what? The office still keeps running and Erica will still have her eye medicine. She'll be fine. Life keeps on lifing, but you cannot be out here talking tough if you don't have the skills to pay the bills. Every time I see a news story where some white man knocks some kid upside their head, pushes some kid down in a neighborhood, the black boy wants us to be over here, and they say, we went to go find his job and he owns a company. I go, okay, well, then that's it. All the economic conditions, all the firing, you're going to get him fired. You can't do that. It's not going to happen because they own the business. So I'm not saying he's untouchable. You know what I'm saying? I said, people should be held accountable for their actions. But at the end of the day, right, you can go to jail. You can lose your job. Make sure you're in a position or in a career field where you can talk the big stuff. See, the problem in our society is we let everybody think, and this is going to be ugly and y'all not going to agree with this. You're going to say, Erica, that's classism, is we're all equal. We're all equal in God's eyes. In God's eyes, we are all equal. Yes, yes, yes. That's the Lord made us all equal. But if I'm telling you, if I'm trapped in an elevator, and I'm pregnant and I'm about to deliver a baby, Do I want to be trapped in the elevator with the doctor or with the guy that smokes cigarettes and works at the 7-Eleven on the corner? You do the math. We're trapped in the elevator. We could be trapped in the elevator 6 hours. I might go into labor right any moment. I'm going to be one trapped in the elevator with the doctor. Now, if you tell me, Erica, the 7-Eleven man has watched multiple YouTube videos on how to deliver a baby, maybe, maybe possible. But I want you to understand what's happening is y'all are getting the reality check in this time. If you do not own a house, if you do not own assets, you cannot talk tough. Okay? You're all equal in God's eyes. But when it comes down to tough titty moments, sorry, tough titty. That's, that's when I used to fight at the house and I'd be like, my younger sibling got me. And then my older sibling got me. And my parents would be like, tough titty, fight harder. Sorry. Hands off. You guys figure it out. Get over it. Figure it out. Tough titty. Sorry about you. And I don't think we have enough adults telling people, are you in a position to do so? Listen, I'm going to bash my favorite person, Grant Cardone, but I don't love him. Y'all think I love this man. It's the theory of it. It's not him in total. So there is a bashing of Grant Cardone that's going to happen here shortly. Y'all already know what time it is. And it's not, I really want to tell the guy that's bashing him, tough titty. Tough titty, bro. Good luck. Good luck. I don't think y'all really understand we're in a climate where people have consequences. These teachers on TikTok all day telling you these students are sugar addicted, phone addicted. They like little crackheads on the phone at 12. They can't sit in the classroom. They can't learn. They can't read, baby. And then you look at homeschoolers like they're crazy. Nah, take them kids out of that school. Take them kids out of them schools. Send them to boarding schools. There's a bunch of boarding schools online and people are like, I would never send my child to boarding school. Them boarding school kids actually are learning. They're actually living a real life. I know. How dare I? But the Christian private school, yeah, those kids are actually learning. I know. Tough titty. So let's really get out here. Okay. Let's get out here. All right. Let's get to it. As you see on the screen, I'm gonna get ready to take that down. Top 40 certifications. Book number 2. The 5-day challenge, how to build out your digital business. I've been teaching it for years. Sometimes you can't hear it from me. Some of y'all can't learn from me. That's okay. You don't like my teaching style. You don't like me. When you meet confident brown people, it irritates you, whatever the reason. A woman or whatever. I don't know. I don't care why you don't like me. Go but check out that 5-day challenge because you may learn better from somebody else. And I want you to learn. Digital Liberty Warriors. We're in there this week. The Saturday's training is on Facebook ads. Why? Because I know I've been out here long enough. Scaling is scaling. Okay. Reaching people you don't know is a magic tool. It's a magic bullet. And the problem is what y'all are going to learn as you go out here in society is careful who you listen to. I interact with people all the time. They sound like their boss. They sound like their environment. You watch Grant Cardone long enough, you're going to sound like Grant Cardone. You watch Eric hip hop timer preachers, you're going to be out here motivational speaking. And I want you to sound like you. I want you to realize, be careful who you learn from, because you're going to figure out somewhere down the road why you're not making sales, why you're not growing. You're learning from the wrong people. We have countless emails and stories and testimonies where people have gone on to do great things. And I love that. I have a whole ad coming out on it. Because you should be on somewhere where you're watching a video and you're learning. Like, I love when people say, Eric, I ain't seen you in so long. Oh my God, I've been busy. I grew my business. I did that. That's the point of this channel. You should be able to get a phone with me and be like, man, oh my God, I got so much done. Today I posted the link for the call. Somebody said $1,000. What's going on that call? It's not for you because you're not there yet. Let's just go there. When you're ready, you're ready. You don't gotta like me. You know what I'm saying? So let's take this off the screen. It's right there. Digital Liberty Warriors 5-day challenge. You click the link. Enjoy. All right, let's get into it. We're gonna kill some sacred cows today. This one is, oh Lord, let me get to it. Okay, here we go. I love this guy. He's great. He is a realtor. He's out of Illinois. He does a great job. All his stories are great. I'll definitely post his page. You'll see all this stuff. But this is really important. I want you to understand, and I'm gonna tell y'all what's the solution when we go through the story.
Transgender origin, I mean, you name it. She just went on a whole big thing about, MAGA this, MAGA that, and, Democrats are dumb, so on and so forth. Well, at around 6 a.m. Central Standard Time, that's Midwest time, she got a call from her boss telling her not to bother to come into work, that she had been effectively fired. Her boss told her that those kind of comments on a public forum were not the way that they would like their employees to conduct themselves, and so they let her go. Now, before you cry about free speech and all that, free speech protects you from consequences from the government, not from your job. And before you say that she can sue, no, she cannot. Illinois is an employee at will state, meaning you can be fired for anything at any time, as long as it's not something discriminated against a protected class. And politics and speech about politics is not a protected class. Watch what you say on social media. Talk about it with your friends at the dinner table, fine, but not in public. There's a lesson for you. Now get out there and go do it. Okay, guys, let me tell you what happened to my client. So I have a client. She is a single mom of two younger kids, and she is a first-time homebuyer. She literally just closed on her house 3 weeks ago. Now, even though it doesn't really matter, but for context, she is an African-American young woman, and she is a very, very hard-right Republican. So after President Trump's speech last night, she went on Facebook and pretty much berated Democrats, people of transgender origin. I mean, you name it. She just went on a whole big thing about, MAGA this, MAGA that, and, Democrats are dumb, so on and so forth. Well, at around 6 a.m. Central Standard Time, that's mid.
First of all, let me pause. Y'all heard it already. I just want to, this is one of my other Instagram. I have multiple Instagram pages. Instagram took away my big boy page, and I'm okay with that. I'm going to tell you a secret. If you start a new Instagram tomorrow and you post a reel, a video every day for a year, brand new scratch Instagram, every day, one for a year, you'll get up to 100,000 followers. And it's only because they're in an intense battle with TikTok. TikTok is literally not destroying them, but basically people are like, look over here. Look at my numbers. I have 500,000 followers and I can't get more than 50,000 followers on Instagram. So Instagram, little secret. If you went to Vid Summit this year, they got this thing where it's like people that post, I'm gonna just be honest with you, people that post 1 to 3 times a day for a year, it sucks. It's a lot. It's exhausting. They'll hit 100,000 subscribers. It's something in the computer, the algorithm. I wish I could explain it better, but if you went to Vid Summit, some of the Facebook staff, get in trouble telling that stuff, but that's the truth. That's the truth. So, I literally just say, well, why don't you do it, Erica? If you can do it, why don't you do it? I keep trying to explain to y'all, the power is not in building your backyard on Instagram. The power is not building your house on TikTok. The power is not building your house somewhere else. The power is in your email list, your newsletter. Where do people go where they congregate? Okay. Where do people go where they interact with you offline, in person, in real life? He has real life clients. Same thing with All Things Real, selling houses. Go watch his page. Again, the Cowboy Real Estate. If you go look, he gives a lot of great information. He's got some wholesale deals that be coming in and out here and there. Take what you will with this. Go look at it if you want. Look at it as you will. Right? He's helping you see some brothers are available too. That was cracking me up. He's playing matchmaker. But anyway, long story short, go look it up. Look it up for yourself. Now, why am I bringing this up? Why am I talking about this? This woman is a single mother of 2 children who just bought a home 3 weeks ago. What did I tell y'all about homes? Now, her loan officer could be like, oh, she lost her job. But I promise you, it would take them a year to 3 years to get her out the house. So she's got 2 options if I were her. Go get another job, okay, and play it off. Whoops, embarrassed. Ooh, poor me, right? Now, okay, next level. I can go on the internet and do I'm a conservative Black woman. Here's my GoFundMe. Go get on some news, Fox News, other channels, make a big stink, hopefully get some donations from GoFundMe, maybe go viral on YouTube. You know what I mean? But like, but then you're in a position of letting the loan office know you lost your job. Now, the good part is real estate is one of those things where you're like one of the most protected classes. Like they got to fight you to get you out of that thing. It's like a blood oath. Okay. Cars, not so much. Other stuff, not so much. Apartments, not at all. So I get you up out of here. Right. And so I always try to tell people, I'm like, why are African American people promoted home ownership the least in this country? If I can show y'all the emails, I have at least 7 women, 3 out of Houston and 3 on the East Coast, DC, Maryland, who sent me the thing saying, I've been working at a company for 15 years, hated every day of my freaking life. I watched the video you put up with Andre Hatchett for Mobile Notary. I watched the video for something else. I bought a condo in Houston. She bought it in 2018, right before it got crazy down there. She said her mortgage was $755. And then eventually went to $1,000 because her taxes went up. Property taxes went up. And she said, Erica, the day I realized I had saved $30,000 because I've been working at this job I hate my whole life almost, I quit the job. I got in the property and quit the job. Why? Because you know it takes you forever to get somebody to get you out to that house. If you know your mortgage is only $1,000, everything else can be shuffled around. We just got to pay the mortgage. If you knew the freedom that came with home ownership, y'all would not. If y'all knew how many, and I'm trying to not, I get so excited when these stories, I'll be wanting to tell y'all. If y'all knew how many Chicago people I've brought to North Carolina to see my family, to see the stuff our family owns. If you knew how many guys I knew from New York who like, man, you know, say what you want about the South, but y'all own everything down here. Say what you want. You know, it's a little slow down here, but y'all own everything down here. It's a difference. You're not just going to come remove these people out of their place. They own the land. They may be on a trailer on the land, but guess what? They own the land. And there's some power in there. I wish you all feel a little bit of that power. If you see how these people act when you move in their neighborhoods, they don't want you bringing down that neighborhood. You know why? Because that's their last little power they got is that house. That's what they got. I got friends whose wives have been at home for 5 years. Husband's like, I make enough to cover the mortgage. That's all that matters. I have a friend who they're in a well-to-do neighborhood. Wealthy. Wife came into the marriage debt-free. Husband had some debt. He told her, look, I'm going to follow what I'm going to follow you. You know, you got the debt-free route, She said, listen, let me stay home with these kids. Give me 3 years. I ain't going to buy a damn thing. And we laugh when we hear that. I'm telling y'all, because the little girls are cute, people have been giving them stuff now. I'm talking about clothes. I'm talking about shoes. I'm talking about books. I'm talking about bookcases. I'm talking about toys, trampolines, art, you name it. They done gave it to him. And he laughed and said, you know what? I thought she was crazy when she said we won't go have to buy nothing. People look out for people who are in family units. And I'm going to be careful I say this, not just a mom, single mom. They're like, girl, why you put yourself in that position? But when they see a family unit and they're like, we're working on this thing. We're not going to buy anything all year. We're going to save money, so that I can stay home. And people know how expensive it is for the wife to stay home. They throw money. Go on next door in some of these neighborhoods. Our friends in Dallas, the lady gave them a whole sectional, this giant sectional filled with their whole garage. Because she's like, do y'all want this? Before I put it on next door, do y'all want this? Brand new couch. It's a brand new couch. She didn't like it. Didn't want to return it. Just, y'all want this? Here you go. That's in a neighborhood. That's not always in an apartment situation. You're not going to get that. But you can't be out here talking tough, Trump tough, if you're not in that position. Don't do it. Reconsider. Please. Thank you, Diamond Dave. David Williams, the retail trailer. Look at that tie, y'all. Look at that man. He got that. I'm about to get it. About to GQ get it out here. He about to have a Kramer desk behind him or something. Facts. I paid $1,000 for a call with Erica in 2021. I've made tens of thousands of dollars from that call. Invest in yourself. Somebody take a screenshot of that for me. I'm gonna hold still for a second. You already know. Let's get it. Okay. Let me stop. But I want you to understand the amount of people I have testimonials where I can't show people's names. I can't show their faces. I can't say their city. I have to like alter the testimonial is out the chain. And let me be very clear, baby. I hope y'all enjoyed the time I've spent here. The schedule we have for the next 60 days on podcast is insane. I'm excited. It's new. Y'all know what time it is. You know, I love this. This is enjoyable. These conversations work. They're great. Changed a lot of people's lives. But there is a level, a scaling, a system that you can do if you really want to launch yourself out of here. Let me keep it moving. They better stop putting stuff on the internet. First of all, why is your Facebook open? Make that thing private. Make people have to friend you to find you. Don't post nothing private. Don't post nothing open. If you feel, see what happened with the pandemic, and some of y'all didn't learn. Pandemic, there are people to this day thinking, well, you know, we had to get the shots because we had to, Erica. Those people are still out here. These social media platform employers are tired of people posting kitchen table talk. It's recorded public forum that lives forever. Yeah. She should find a job where people align with her values. She should. TikTok shop ended. Yeah. For real. Like, y'all don't understand, like, the attention span of people. Like, if I could show y'all, when I talked about YouTube years ago, people were like, oh, what's the point of YouTube? I don't get it. But that pandemic showed them, earn your leisure, all these people, trust me, it showed them the long money. Like, let's really get into it. Earn your leisure could just walk off today, never do another video in their lives. Never. But this is a business model that on the low end, you can pull 100K a year. On the medium end, you can consistently for 10 years pull 350 a year. On the high end, $1 million to $5, $6, $7 million. There are several white women on this platform. I can show you. They're very bland, very normal, very quiet channels, and they make big money. It's the services on the back end. What type of services on the back end do you supply? Right. I have a photo shoot coming up, and I brought all my awards that I was gonna hold up. They're like, God, dog. I'm like, yeah, get some chairs. I got so many awards, but what do we showing you awards do for y'all? It don't do anything. But we live in that type of society. Oh, she got awards. What she do? So, you know, let's play the game. We'll play the game. Why is her job worried about what she posts on social media? That part. My thing is, don't talk for 4 hours last night. Good gracious. I mean, it won't technically 4, but it was a long time. I fell asleep at the end. I was like waking up on the couch like, Lord Jesus, what time is it? And I just want you to understand, like, the Democrats weren't standing for nothing. They wouldn't even stand for a black child with cancer. I mean, the daddy out here with a Texas shirt on. I mean, I was like, black people. But, he's one of them Louisiana half Asian black looking dads. He could be anything. But he was black. And he had a Texas shirt and a cowboy hat on. And they had to tell him, like, brother, keep the hat off. But it was beautiful. It was a beautiful moment. And I'm like, the Democrats didn't even stand for that. We can't stand with a black child with brain cancer. Baby, that's y'all demographic. It's the minority. So, I mean, it's crazy. Her employer didn't want no smoke. That's true. Listen, there was a white lady harassed this black boy fishing. And she like, well, do you live in this neighborhood? Do you live here? Are you from here? And she ended up losing her job because the video went viral. The dude lives in the neighborhood and is just fishing at the public lake. But because he's black, people keep saying, do you live here? Again, it's a running joke, but it's a true joke. Up north racism is, yeah, y'all gotta have separate but equal, but be over there. Don't be in Italia town. Don't be in little Italy. Don't be in little Chinatown. Don't be over here with the Africans. Be over there. Okay? We have too many stories in 1980s and 1990s of people getting killed, jumped, beat up, walking through the wrong neighborhoods. It's a real thing. That's northern racism. Okay? Fair but separate over there. Get away from my face. Southern racism is, yeah, y'all can live next door, no problem. I mean, oh my God. But don't be over me at work. Don't be over me at work. Oh shit, no. Nah, don't be my manager. Don't own all the companies. Oh gosh. And this lady essentially, she was what do you call it? The esthetician, where you do the face, do the eyelashes in the face. And her company fired her. They were like, girl, no, get out of here. And they were like, well, could you take that video down? Because she lost her job. This man in the neighborhood, because his daddy owned the house. If she lost her job and she's a single white mom, she need to think about that before she come over here harassing folks. Go to your house. Go sit down. People don't think. She got 2 to 5 years to get it together. I mean, it just is. Crashing out on FaceTime. It's crazy at this point. Honey, when I saw Financial Diet crash out, I said anybody can crash out. I've crashed out before. I just tell the therapist. Nobody cares. There's a lot of times I'll be on the phone with people. I'm like, I'm real busy. Oh, everybody's busy. No, you're not. You're not busy like I'm busy. So stop it. Stop. You're not. You're not multiple company busy. You're not multiple things in a day busy. You're not March Madness moving a house and an office and a business. You're not that busy. I'm that busy. You're not that busy. So knock it off. Just knock it off. Right? But if you ask the average mom and dad, girl, the baseball, the softball, I'm just so busy. And they say, let me see your calendar. Let me see your schedule. And I don't mean just on your phone. Where's your calendar book? Where's your calendar book? Show it to me. Show me how busy you are. Because if you want to do a busy contest, it's bullshit. You know it's bullshit. Knock it off. Cut it out. You're not busy. Excuse my language, but you're not busy. You're not. You ask the average parent what's their child's favorite color, what song do they listen to, what's their school, what's their teacher. They don't know none of that, but they so busy. Knock it off. Employees are supposed to add to the bottom line. Woo! Michael Jordan said Republican buy tennis shoes too. You already know. Home ownership is adulting. It's scary how many people fear monger over home ownership. It just is. There's a power. There's laws that protect you. People love families. That's why family channels have the most views. Yeah. I never knew people believed you can say whatever you want without consequences. Till I got on social in recent years. Government work and my parents taught me better. Donald Watts, you would be surprised. And people get mad when you find them out. There was a black woman on Twitter, and everybody said she had to work for the government, which she probably did. And she would, people would say outrageous things on Twitter, and they tag her like, hey, find this guy. And she would put their address up there. I don't know what office she worked in DC, but she worked in somewhere in DC, and she would be putting they're like, please take my home address down. I got a pregnant wife at home. Well, you should have thought about that before you posted crazy on Twitter. She was wearing people out to the point they were like, Twitter took her page down, I think 5 times. Like every time she would create another page and just add a number to the back of her name. And people knew to keep tagging her. I wish I could remember her name. I can't. I quit Twitter years ago when I found out 90% of the posts, the tweets, are done by 3% of people. Y'all complain about mainstream media, but you sitting here retweeting tweets from 3% of people on a platform. That's not a real platform. Get out of here. Knock it off. That's why I tell you, YouTube is superior and nobody wants to hear that. There's millionaires on YouTube that I don't even know. Y'all send me this. What do you know about her, Erica? I said, God bless her. She's making $1 million and I don't even know her. That's what I'm talking about. Hey, you got to do it sometime. Got to be like, I'm a Jehovah's Witness. They're like, we didn't know that. I just made it up today, but I'm not taking the shot. I'm a whole nurse and I never got the jab. You're not infringing on my religion. I'm telling you, they need, when I saw them firing nurses in the pandemic, I laughed because I said, y'all about to have to pay them people. Nurses, doctors, lawyers. It's levels to this. Those people are different levels. DC Johnson, it is bittersweet because I do love it. It's bittersweet. It'll be some stuff out here, AM1 and me and some other people. We put some content out here, but it's bittersweet, baby. It's time. So let me show you this other clip. And this is, I'm gonna call it. You want to get your money right, and then I'm gonna show you Gary Brecka because I want to kill the sacred cow. I want y'all to let go of thinking, Trump. Okay, relax, get over it. This is New York.
In the Bronx making a killing on these boots. They say y'all was taking off the other one with the tire, but they say y'all can't get these off right here. They say, boy, y'all gotta drive like this right here. That's crazy. Somebody making some money, man. Look at all these boots. Boy.
Be quiet him. I'm tired of hearing him talk. He talks slow. I really can't do the slow brother talk. It's very annoying. Is that big enough? Oops, my bad. Let me take this off the screen. Can y'all see the boots? Put a 1 in the comments if you can see the boots. The point of me bringing this up is New York New York we need some money. If you don't know what capital controls are, we talk about capital controls on a bank and on a country, right? Like the country is leaking money. So all of a sudden you can't send more than $9,000 out your bank, or we need to know a reason why. Why are you sending this money? I've sent $5,000 and the bank had to make me, well, what you need it for? Where are you sending it? Girl, it's going to a title company. What's y'all problem? Okay. I remember I paid for a repair on a house. I was paying for a whole roof. And they were like, where's this going? Why are you paying this? Do you know who this is? It's Mr. Roofer. What do you mean? Do I know who? It's Mr. Roofer. It's a whole company. You can Google this. That's how capital controls work. They start asking you the most retarded questions you've ever heard in your life. Well, where do you need the money today? You need it right now. Yes, it's my money. JG Wimper, give me my money now. Capital controls, in another sense, is when you are in New York and they're making congestion tax. Donald Trump said, we're getting rid of that. You're not going to have congestion tax. I believe New York should have congestion tax. You shouldn't be lily-nilly riding around New York with nothing to do unless you're bringing money to the city. I think they should do it in Atlanta. You don't need to be riding your Altima around Atlanta unless you're going to bring some money to the city. If you're not here to work, get your rump on. Now you can say, well, Erica, whoa. People have a right to move around. They do have a right to move around. They have the freedom to put gas in their car and drive all over this country. But guess what? You want to park illegally? You want to park on the corners? You want to do all this weird stuff? You want to block up traffic? Boots all day. Boot. I don't care. Pay the boot and keep it moving. You got the money, pay the boot. Keep it moving. But this is the way New York is going to continue to get their money. You're going to pay some tax. You're going to pay some boot fees. You're going to pay these parking meters. You're going to pay something. And I think y'all are not realizing we have gone into a space where you're not just kind of living in these cities for absolute free, right? You're going to see a lot of cities compete with, hey, we're not going to have any property tax. We're not going to have estate tax. We're going to do us, because they know how valuable it is to have people who have money living in their cities and states. I don't know if y'all guys saw it, but what is it? I have it on here somewhere. Hold on. I'll tell you. I have it. Hold on a second. I'm give me a second. I'm gonna pull it up. Dang. Well, I thought I had it right here. I really did. But I might not have it. I apologize. Hold on, that's in my phone though. I'm gonna tell you. I thought I had it. I was gonna pull it up, but I don't have it, and I apologize in advance. We're gonna do this bank one, and then we're gonna go do Brecca. Because y'all are like, these black banks don't make any money. Liberty Bank has $1 billion. Has grown from 2 million assets to 1 billion. But let me get to this thing on my phone real quick. Let me find it. So I know I got a screenshot of it at least. All right. The top 10% of U.S. house owners, those earning over $250,000 annually, are now driving 50% of all consumer spending in the country. Now, why is this important? Why am I bringing this up? People are like, what do you mean, Erica? That's just not possible that only people making $250,000 a year are spending 50% of the economy. But yes, look at the stores, look at the banks, look at the places that are closing versus the places that are not. The higher end places are still open. A lot of these small bars, there's a biker bar near Georgetown. It's closed recently. A lot of these places where they rely on there's a bar over here, Palmer Tech Ridge area, where it's just like where men go after work for like an hour. And I read the economy off this bar, right? Because I can look at from 5 o'clock to 7:30 and see 100 work trucks out there. I'm talking about Amazon. I'm talking about electrical, plumbing, you name it, it's out there. And I look, as long as I drive by there on a Thursday night football, on a Friday or a Saturday, and it's full, I feel good. I drive by there any other day, in those days, and it's not full, I'm nervous. I'm nervous for the economy. I'm gonna just tell you that right now, okay? Because blue collar men busting out here in Texas. They got money coming in. And if it ain't coming in, it's coming in next Friday. And if it ain't coming in 2 weeks, it's coming in 3 weeks. And they live that way. They really live that way. Okay. So let me bring this up. Okay. Founded in 1972, Liberty Bank has grown from 2 million assets to 1 billion. According to the FDIC, the bank has 948 million in deposits, making it the largest bank for Black Americans by asset. Liberty serves 11 states. Listen to these states now: Illinois, Michigan, Texas, Tennessee. Let's do it again: Illinois, Michigan, Texas, Tennessee. And it's been profitable for 47 out of 52 years. The bank has achieved this by focusing on lending to underserved communities like all banks, generating revenue from fees and interest. Banking is nothing but a rental business, says McDonald. You are renting someone's money and then reloaning it out. This is the brother, this, the old Pappy Daniels. That's how brothers be looking with the comb back when they get to that age. They have the comb back going on. It's a matter of trust. Alan McDonald. Okay, I'm about to throw some money over there. Now, why am I bringing this up to you? Why am I showing you this? Right now in America, especially in Texas, I think we have over 57 or 65, one of the two, Hispanic banks. Now, you're going to say, well, why do they need a Hispanic bank? They can just put their money in the regular bank, Erica. That's just ridiculous. Who needs a Spanish bank? If I come in there and I make money and I want to get a loan for my business, my roofing company, who do I want to talk to? Who do I want to talk to? I want to talk to somebody that look like me. I want to talk to somebody that's going to at least hear my story. I want to talk to somebody that ain't going to talk to me like I'm goofy. All right? I really want y'all to understand. Like why would somebody... And again, the whole article, if you actually want to go read this in Forbes, but the article was saying he's now having to convince the second generation that they should put their money in Black banks. He's having to convince us young people. And I said, the way you convince us is talk about you can give us some loans. And I really want to go there for a second. The way you convince Black people to put money in Liberty Bank, you need to pay, listen, I'm about to say something ugly. You need to pay at least 100 Black influencers to come online, act like they did with that Navy Federal hookup. You want Liberty Bank to be one of the biggest banks in America in less than 90 days? I want you to find 100 Black influencers and let them talk about, hey man, we got the Liberty Bank credit card hookup. We got the Liberty Bank guaranteed get you 5K credit card hookup. Come follow me, my brothers and sisters, and get the hookup. Listen, you do that with 100 Black influencers, baby, by the next year, that bank will have $3 billion in it. Now you're going to think, Erica, that's crazy. Don't say that. But I'm telling you, how Navy Federal had to go before Congress to explain why, because there was the little, you pay $25 to the Navy as the Navy Association so you can get access to be a Navy Federal member if you couldn't prove your grandpa or grandma was in the military, right? And that, that organization receives a couple $1,000s a year. They received $25 million, y'all. The federal government made them come in to Congress to explain how an association that's just associated with the Navy had to run around and send millions of dollars to other associations in Virginia Beach and San Diego and Seattle and a couple other ports where the Navy is, of course, Navy Federal, these associations, to explain what happened. They said, well, sir, essentially, social media got a hold of it. And, it just exploded, but we did everything in our power to move the money to the right locations, right? And give all these people the Navy Federal Bank access. That's literally what they did. So when I tell you 1 million, not just all Black people, it's a lot of white people. There's a lot of white guys online right now doing the same revenue, same talk, same everything. Okay. So, when I tell people everybody was turning around getting 20K credit cards, 25K credit cards from Navy Federal, literally it was the rumbling of the internet. Okay. 1 million people signed up. Navy Federal, like, we don't care. You know, some of these people, they close some of these accounts here and there, but in the general, if you told a bank, hey, I'm gonna bring you a million customers in under a year, man, that's all they want to hear. All right. So again, Liberty Bank, I'll do a review of them when I go by one of their branches. Because at the end of the day, it's about banking. Can you give me money for a house? Can you give me money for a car? Can you give me money for my business? If so, that's all I care about. Everything else we can argue about, we can talk about. I don't care about none of that. I don't care about that. I mean, I salute the brother. I'm glad he's lived a long life, and he's Liberty Bank founder. So God bless him. Godspeed. You know, 1972 to now, it's different, but it's really not. If you want to be honest. Let me show you this. Oh, let me show you two silly. I'm sorry. I got these two silly I want to show y'all real quick. And then I'm gonna keep it pushing. Crystal Note said, I asked Navy Federal for $500 loan with a credit score of almost 800 and they still turned me down. Again, Crystal knows it's like, you already know. Like, I could go over it. If you're in the funding bundle, go ahead and we'll tell you why they probably turned you down. Go look it up. Liberty Bank needs a top dog. Oh my God. I'd be so racially offended every time in the car when I hear top dog law commercial. Has everybody heard a top dog law commercial? Put a 1 in the comments if it's a yes, if it's a 2, if it's a no. But if you haven't heard top dog law commercial, let me know in the chat. I want y'all to know I want to sue them because it's so offensive. I just feel like, you know, somebody told them to do this. And every time, I'd be offended for y'all. Oh Lord, yeah. Yeah. I got one if you need to hear it. If y'all don't know who it is. Some of y'all it's a 2, is a no. Are y'all ready? Because it's sad. It's getting real sad out here. And they all sound like this. They all sound like this. Let me play it for you. Just for a second. Prepare yourself to be offended.
Oh, this is karma. Honestly, I don't know what this is. I went to the store today and got into an accident. Doctors telling me I may not ever be able to work again in my life. My mom is telling me everything gonna be all right. She called Top Dog. Wife telling me we about to be rich. Brother telling me you about to be a millionaire. Like I give about some money right now. You know I'm paralyzed. You know I'm paralyzed from the neck down from this accident. All I did was try to go to the store. And y'all talking to me about some money. I don't give about no money, man. Talking about $1 million, $2 million. Man, I can't walk, man. I don't give about that $1 million or $2 million. I want to walk again. Accidents are real. Follow Top Dog on Instagram at Top Dog Law. Any accident, want the top dollar? It's TopDogLaw.com.
Hold on, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hold on.
Remember who I called? I called Top Dog Law. Got me a whole lot of money. I had so much fun with that money.
Oh my God.
What I wanted to do.
Oh my God.
Tricked a little, but then I went broke. And I was down real bad. No money. No hope. Honestly, I didn't know what I was going to do. Then I was coming home one night. Car went through a red light. Can't be an accident. I'm like, jackpot. Damn. Look how that swerved. God damn. Call a Top Dog. Like this man can. Another accident. It's man can. Like you ready to run this back? Let's get more this time. Let's hit the bank accounts harder. Any accident. Top Dog Law.
Oh God. And I thought it was a joke one day. I was in the car. I was like, baby, do you hear this? And he's like, you ain't never heard Top Dog Law? I said, I've never in my life heard Top Dog Law. Y'all, I done been to Atlanta. I done been other cities. They play this in over 50 cities. And you know what cities? Top Dog Law. All right, let me just, and then I'm gonna show you this one real quick. I call this the self-hate segment. When people get obsessed And then I'm gonna go to the Gray Brecca. I promise. There's 220 people here. If y'all enjoying the commentary, please hit the one, so I at least know this is what people are doing. When people tell me they ain't got money for healthcare, but they doing this. Oh, we don't want to hear that mess. Hold on. Let me do it like this. Can y'all see? Lord Jesus. These are people, minority people, who are making their eyes blue and green. These are people who, some of these people need diabetes medication. Some of these people need their teeth done, but they're in here getting their eyes turned blue or green or brown, looking like vampires out here. And this is permanent. If your eyes get damaged, you sign on the paperwork, you can't sue. Lord, deliver these people. This is why we can't have universal health care, because this is the stupid stuff y'all do. Y'all not paying for doctor's visits. Y'all paying to tan your eyes, looking like a vampire. And I don't understand. You can literally go blind, and you can't sue them if you go blind. You can't sue them. Like Smokey Robinson eyes are for Smokey Robinson. Black people with these color eyes, it's just the eye color. It's actually recessive. Blue eyes, green eyes is recessive. These are people literally poking on their eye. This is why I call it self-hate. They're poking themselves to get these eyes. It's never that serious. It's never in this world that serious. I'm not about to go blind. I won't even consider LASIK. LASIK has made a lot of people blind, but y'all don't read about it because they usually settle out of court, that you can't really sue once you get blind from LASIK. It's all kind of stuff. I just want to show y'all that. I call that the self-hate segment. It's sad. It's real sad. We're going to go blind. All right, this is my last one, and then we're going to go to Brecca. And I want you to understand, just because somebody's a lawyer, don't mean you need to listen to everything they say. Let's go ahead and play it real quick. And I see y'all comments. It's real crazy. It's real crazy. Lollygagging equals a crime. Yeah, get off the corner. Go to your house. Stop lollygagging. As the old people would say. It top dog. I mean, I'm like, I didn't know those people exist that love that, but I see I was wrong. All right, here you go. This is a lawyer stealing from disabled people. It made the news. Here we go.
Everything was fine.
But soon she realized everything was not fine. The Directed Benefits Foundation administers disability trusts. It's Leo Gavani's not-for-profit that's missing millions of dollars. And it's also
oh, dang it.
And I thought everything was fine.
But soon she realized everything was not fine. The Directed Benefits Foundation administers disability trusts. It's Leo Gavani's not-for-profit that's missing millions of dollars. And it's also known as the Center for Special Needs Trust Administration.
He was at the closing table for my settlement. I had sat down I've had dinner with this person, and I thought everything was fine.
But soon she realized everything was not fine. The Directed Benefits Foundation administers disability trusts. It's Leo Gavani's not-for-profit that's missing millions of dollars. And it's also known as the Center for Special Needs Trust Administration.
He was at the closing table for my settlement. I had sat down I've had dinner with this person, and I thought everything was fine.
First of all, let's go there. I'm glad your daughter has a trust. Your daughter's disabled. Apparently somebody put a trust fund together. Circumstances happened, maybe a car accident. You never know. Special needs. You don't have to leave your money there. Why are we having dinner with this guy? We can move this money. This money doesn't have to stay at that particular location, that particular center. I just want y'all to understand, American Greed's about to be lit for the next 5 years. But it doesn't make sense. Because just the $250,000 off in another location, getting interest, she doesn't need to do this. And so when you have disabled children, it's your job. I know you're busy. I know you're exhausted. I know taking care of the child is a full-time job, but it's your job to make sure that money is there. And it's unfortunate. But I just want to show y'all, again, just because somebody's a lawyer doesn't mean, let me get out of there. before I get discouraged. Let me get out of there. Let me show you this one. I know y'all think, Erica, you just love, Grant Cardone, and I love the ideal of it. The ideal of it, okay? If I could tell you without telling you, it's all just scaling. It's all just ads. If you're a company bringing in 3 to 8 million a year, you know the answer to how to grow your company. You just don't want to do it. And so somebody coming in selling you a dream is easier. So let me just show y'all this. Real quick. Brace yourselves.
Dream of success, not success. And they built a company that's a fee-based company that is meant to strip fees from these young companies, $3 to $8 million companies, strip fees out of these companies, take equity in these companies, promise them that you're going to scale their company, but not have any obligation to scale the company. So the entrepreneur is obligated to pay fees. Cardone Ventures is not obligated to scale their business. And they put them in these bear trap contracts. I mean, as soon as we announced the lawsuit against Cardone Ventures, my law firm got hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of calls from young entrepreneurs like my wife and I that had been scammed the same way that we had been. Essentially, they build this massive dream, but the contracts don't reflect what they're promising you. And because you're so intoxicated by this dream of $1 billion company and changing thousands and thousands of lives, you sign these agreements because they seem like great people. And then all of a sudden you realize that you've actually not just sold your company, you've sold your soul. And they want to control every word that you say. I mean, I went on the Joe Rogan podcast in November of 2023. Coming out of that podcast, we did 20,000 genetic tests, did 17 million that month in revenue. And Brandon Dawson and Cardone Ventures sent me a cease and desist because I wore the wrong t-shirt and didn't use an affiliate link that would drive all of those leads into the system that would turn them into other courses. Right. But my
Pause. Let's stop there as I dissect this for y'all. 9 times out of 10, when a business says, Erica, I need money. And I go, you don't need money. You need exposure. If I could pay, and people can, in a way, go on Joe Rogan, and leaving Joe Rogan gets me 20,000 people spending $100 to $300. I don't have to partner with Grant. I don't have to partner with any of these people. There are companies that do and I'll teach this, I think, in 3 weeks from now in our Digital Liberty Warriors. We'll talk about podcasts, and there's groups that actually put you on podcasts. I don't have to pay Grant Cardone and them because that's all I need is marketing in my business. I just need other people's stages. If I could show y'all that, and I know no one wants to hear that, everybody wants to do their own thing, and I just want to run ads, and I want to be my own little, cylinder of information. If you've watched this channel long enough, there are people who've come on my channel and made $1 million. More than 3. Now, did I get paid from those? For sure. Some of them I got 20%, some of them got 30%, some I got more, some I got less. And that's okay. That's how business is. And so when people sit here and say, Erica, I just need to grow my business, expand my business. What does Keith Lee do when he goes to people's restaurants? He's just exposing their business to more eyes. And so I want you to understand when it comes to Erica, I need to fix my business. Yes, a lot of us do need to put some systems in place, some integration in the back office. There will always be business to teach people systems because a lot of people just come up with the business idea off the top of their head and then they just work it till they get to a point where they can't. But if you're making 3 to 8 million before you met Grant, you didn't need to sign with Grant. You just needed to run advertising or get on an exposure. Like Joe Rogan, which your staff could have followed up with Joe Rogan for a year with emails to get on there. Let me continue. Let me finish. Let me continue.
My objective when we started was not to pay your company fees to build your business. My objective was to get this information to the masses. And then what they did behind our back was the most sinister thing that happened. And this is all in our lawsuit, so I'm not defaming them. What they did behind our back was my wife Sage and I were partners with Grant and Brandon. We were killing it in the genetic testing market. I believed in the gene test. I believed in the supplements. It took me 2.5 years to formulate the supplement that we use to fix these genetic breaks, and tens of thousands, in fact, hundreds of thousands of people were benefiting from it. We were really addressing the masses. We were killing it. We were doing 17 million a month in revenue. We were doing 20,000 new gene tests. We couldn't even keep inventory.
Boom. Going on Joe Rogan moved him up to the 17 million. See, they were doing 3 to 8 million a year. They went on Joe Rogan, which everybody knows if you go on Joe Rogan, you do really well. You know, Joe Rogan needs you for the clips, right? And what's the problem I've told y'all since the pandemic? People have not got blood work. Their hormones are off. They're not sitting outside enough. They're not grounding. If y'all can see the like my garden setup and my outside setup I have getting ready in my new house, I'm just like, yes. You know what I mean? Yes, I'm ready, because I just know the difference in like the sun today. I just sat out like a cat, sun cat. There's a method to this madness, and there is information that is useful. Everything I told y'all yesterday when I said the fast lane, the slow lane, the people that are done, they're just left behind. The slow lane is finally figuring out intermediate fasting, juicing, some of this hotep herbs, you know, a lot of women are drinking these teas all of a sudden. You know, if you go over, you know, I have my ex from many moons ago, and his mother was British. She had all these amazing teas at her house. So it was never a question of, do you just want water? It's like, what tea do you want? Here's a little honey. What tea do you want? I am big into teas, right? Like if I could show y'all my afternoons, or if I could show a clip of my day in the life of a whatever, it's a bunch of teas. Like as I switch out a coffee, like you see me like, oh, Erica, you drink coffee every day. Some of this is coffee, some of this is tea in these cups when you see me hold them. By the time people catch on to things, right? By the time they catch on to them, it's already 2-3 years in advance. So people knew their levels were weird, but they haven't been to the doctor. So Gray Brecker just needed more stages to be on. He needed to not be in the business, but promoting the business. Okay, hope that don't go over nobody's head. I hope y'all understand what I'm saying. If you can, if you understand, just put a 1 in the comments. I'm gonna keep it pushing.
On the shelves. Then what they did without telling us was they went out and they bought a company outside of our company. They bought a genetic testing lab in Austria. They bought a manufacturer of supplements in Austria. And without telling us, because Brandon Dawson was the CEO of both companies, the company he was partnered with, my wife and I, and Cardone Ventures, he forced 10X Health to do business with the company that he bought outside of our 10X Health company. He forced us to do business with this company halfway around the world. We didn't realize when he was pitching it to us why he was so insistent that we start taking patients' DNA that we were testing in the United States and ship it halfway around the world. So now we do a cheek swab in the US. They ship your DNA to Austria. It gets run in a lab in Austria. And then they make your supplements in Austria, and they ship your supplements back from Austria back to the United States. And so when he presented us with this new genetic test, I couldn't understand, why is he pushing this so hard? I go, Brandon, this genetic test is terrible. First of all, the gene snips in the tests we do in the United States are not even matching the genetic results that you're getting overseas. We're shipping supplements from halfway around the world through customs. They're getting trapped in customs. They're getting sent back. We're not even telling the people here that we're sending their DNA outside of the country. They would put DNA swabs in refrigerators for weeks and weeks and weeks before they would even ship it overseas. The supplements were woefully underdosed for helping.
Okay, pause. Everybody, now you know when I talk to y'all, and again, fair use, you know, copyright, all this stuff is about to happen to me. I don't care. When I go to these high-level masterminds and when I go spend money at some of these events, they literally have a blood testing person on site. I know y'all be like, nah, Erica, no. Listen. When I go to these events where I'm paying $2,000, $3,000, $5,000, they literally have these guys. Like when I kept showing y'all the blood test from the one guy in San Diego and Newport Beach, and people are like, Erica, where's that guy's email? Like when I post these links, do it, right? Like he's been out here doing it longer than Brecca. The dude's in his 70s and looks 50s. And you know, it's hard when you're white and you're really super tan. It just is. Jacqueline had a, thing. Right? So anybody that makes a certain amount of money, when you start getting over 100,000 a year, and I just say that for a price point, it's high level sales, over 80K, 120, 150,000. You go to these conferences, they have these people on site. They're here to work with people who have money. For one, want to know what's going on with their blood. Two, that have money to get the supplements, do the treatments. I told y'all, and I've told y'all before, there is a doctor, I'm not going to say his name here because I don't have no affiliate with him, but they have a plasma treatment, right? You come in, all this stuff's wrong with you. They're going to test your blood. They're going to tell you, you're going to take these supplements. And then they have a next level treatment where they take your plasma and they do something to it and they put it back in your body. And we know people who lost 50 pounds, natural. Now, this level medicine is like $10,000, $15,000, $20,000. You're not going to know about it for another 5 years. But why do I know about it? Because I keep telling y'all, I go to these conferences, I go to these masterminds, they bring in this guy. You know, you see these people, Ed Milet, and all these people you think everybody's on TRT. They're not on TRT. They're literally getting their blood tested, going over here. They tell them what's in the blood, what's going on. Boom. I went to a conference and, you know, I'm drinking tea, I'm drinking coffee. They couldn't even get the blood out my finger. They're like, are you kidding me? Do you know how dehydrated you are? I'm like, no, I don't. They grab a bottle of water. They throw 2 pills in the bottle, making all the suds in the bottle. I drink the bottle of water. Like, whoa, it's a hydro pill. It's not, you know, whatever. They take my blood. They go, let me tell you the 7 things wrong right now. Boom, 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 boom. I'm like, what? How'd you know that? Your blood. Look, I can show you. Boom, 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 boom. They're like, you need to take this. Now, of course, being the skeptic I was at the time, I said, let me go get my blood tested when I come back to Austin. I go get it tested in Austin. It absolutely matches what they're saying. I tell the doctor all these things they recommended. He's like, yeah, that'll work. Most doctors don't care. They don't get paid 10, 20K to do that level of work. That's why when y'all go get blood work and doctors like, it look normal to me. And you say, well, can I get this other hormonal test done? Oh, that's going to cost. Your insurance got to pay for that. I'm telling y'all, most of y'all are not getting the blood work you think you're getting. So Gary Brecka is what I would call entry level. When I go to these conferences, he's entry level. He's like, oh, I'm dehydrated. Oh, you need some more rest. Oh, you need, I can tell you what's going on with your blood work, et cetera, et cetera. The guy I went to, the other thing, next level. There's a guy that's above him. That's an Indian doctor. Dude's 50 years old and looks 20 years old. No TRT, just straight up magic in a bottle plasma stuff they doing. It's out here. Okay. When I talk about stem cells in Mexico, where you stay in San Diego, they pick you up and drive you across the border. Everybody's like, that's Tijuana, Erica. I said, it's American doctors who literally just own the practice and just drive over, pick you up, and take you out. And you stay in this very safe facility. You have your dinner catered, your Latino dinner catered. You're in there just looking out the window with the IV bag hanging out your arm. It's one Joe Rogan's talked about. You can look it up for yourself. You can just look it up for yourself. But let me finish what he's saying, because I don't want to ruin it for y'all. But I just want y'all to know, like, been exposed to this stuff for 3-4 years now. And when I would take it, they were like, you know what you need? Vitamin D. I'd be like, man, hush. I thought I was having a heart attack one day. They go take my blood work. They're like, ma'am, you're not having a heart attack. It's vitamin D. When your vitamin D gets so low, your body goes into like, we're going to die. Right? So like, it's levels to this that you don't even know, because most of you are not going to ask your doctor what's going on with vitamin D. I went to the thyroid doctor. They thought, well, she thought she was having a heart attack. She's probably having palpitations. Send her to the thyroid doctor. They send me to the thyroid doctor. She laughs. She makes me get the blood work. She comes back and says, you know what she's missing? Vitamin D. She had a wall, y'all. And I'm talking about a doctor's office with the big ceilings, up to the ceiling of different levels of vitamin D. And she said, you know how many people have come in here since the pandemic? She's like, our office has made millions because people are in their house all day. They're not eating well. They're stressed. Their cortisol levels are through the roof. Here, ma'am, you need the blue bag up here. This one, give her the blue vitamin D. So I'm sitting here like, that's all I need? She's like, yeah. Thanks for the money for your specialist appointment. Have a great day. And I go over there and I'm walking out with my vitamin D and I'm looking around at all the young people in the waiting room. And I'm thinking to myself, she's going to make a ton of money today because I had to pay out a doctor out of pocket because she was a specialist. And all it is, hey, here's some vitamin D. She's making millions on thyroid specialist treatments for vitamin D, y'all. It was crazy. It was crazy. Now, what you don't know now, here's the conundrum though. This is why I got into new supplements. If you're not taking magnesium with the vitamin D, your body can only absorb so much. So really, I want to go back to the doctor and be like, see, you got me good. You gave me this real high powerful vitamin D, but you didn't tell me I need to take magnesium so my body could process it and absorb it. All them people running around doing carnivore diet, if you Google what's going on with the meat, magnesium, vitamin D, look it up for yourself. Again, I'm not here as a medical doctor. This isn't medical advice. I'm just telling you as a person moving over there in that e-com space, when people are like, oh, supplements are all fake. I'm like, no, it's not. Most of you don't know what's going on in your body. So they see you to this specialist and that specialist. They go, ain't nothing wrong with you, but some vitamin D. You want to lose weight. You want to sleep great. You want your hair to grow. You want all this stuff. Vitamin D, magnesium. The government doesn't make a lot of money off telling you to have magnesium or zinc. Those are naturally occurring things. So they don't make a lot of money. But let me not get into the hotel. Because there's 4 or 5 types of magnesium. But we could go down a rabbit hole. So let me get out of there.
The patients that we were trying to sell this to, my wife had panic attacks. I had massive headaches and got acid reflux on them. A lot of the compounds hadn't been tested on humans yet, or not tested in human trials. And so we got to the point where we said, look, I'm not going to sell this test. You've taken the successful genetic test and supplements that's helping hundreds of thousands of people, and now you're doubling the price of the genetic test. You're taking it from $600 to $1,200. You're quadrupling the price of these supplements. It's $300 a month, and you have to buy 3 months. So it's $900 out of pocket for the average family, which means a family of 4 is out of pocket $20,000 to do a simple genetic test, which you could take your gene results and run it through ChatGPT and get the exact same results. So I'll tell you right now, if you have a genetic test you've done anywhere in the world, run it through ChatGPT and it'll tell you what to supplement.
Get out of here.
Absolutely, man. It's perfectly accurate. I'll put a link to how to do it on ChatGPT for free. So now we have a genetic test that's doubled in price, quadrupled in supplements that haven't been tested. Cheek swabs were sent in halfway around the world, and then bang, the shoe dropped. We found out they went out and spent $7 million, which they took out of 10X Health in the form of a distribution, bought a company outside of it, and shoved that company down our throats. And I said, I'm not selling this genetic test. And they said, if you don't sell this genetic test, we'll terminate you. And they kept their word. They terminated me. And they terminated my wife in a company that we sold our primary residence to start. And we didn't do everything perfectly. And, they put $250,000 in our pocket to buy this company, which I immediately put into Cardone Capital. So we never took any money off the table.
Look. Let me just say this. $250,000 because they liked somebody. I don't think y'all really understand when we talk about buying businesses, the average business owner you're talking to, they got payroll, they got employees, they pay themselves last. And then they're sitting there confused, like, my company made $3 million, but we take home maybe 300,000 or less. Right? So they're walking around with the boss mentality. I'm the boss, but why don't I have a pocket full of money? Gary Brecka could have paid, be careful. There's some podcasts you could pay $50,000 to, and he could have paid $50,000. Him and his wife could have came up with that money, and they would have got the level of exposure every month to keep putting $50,000 more dollars into a company. They could have got the money to pay for the podcast. All they needed was platforms. They did everything in-house, y'all. How foul is it that the company you sold to went out and bought a company that does exactly what you do, and now they eat from 2 pots? Now, here's where he's goofy, because he took $250,000. If somebody cuts you a check for $250,000, you and your wife take that money and go sit on it, because it's about to be a wild ride, right? Go sit on it. But they took their $250,000 and put it in Cardone Capital. Disclaimer, Erica Williams put money in Cardone Capital. Disclaimer. This is a truth and transparency channel. Disclaimer. I'm going to explain to you why. I'm going to explain to you why not. But let me keep going.
When the company started making money, they stripped $9 million out in distributions to themselves, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars in totally unnecessary fees, because Cardone Ventures, which owned 82% of our company, has this thing called the Strategic Business Unit, which is a bunch of untrained young entrepreneurs with no specific expertise in the area of business that they sell services in. And even though they owned 82% of our company, they still charged massive fees every month, which they paid to themselves to scale our business. Our business wasn't scaling because of the Strategic Business Unit. Our business was scaling because the message was resonating.
You don't think
Pause. Not only am I going to buy 82% of your company, it makes $9 million, which you and your wife are like, yo, we're out here, is getting to people, is making money. I should walk off with some money. $9 million in fees. Imagine that. $9 million in fees. Look, somebody, you behind. We had a Tech Tuesday yesterday. Where you been? We done had 10 Tech Tuesdays. See, this is what I'm telling y'all. Listen. Let me be very clear. This is part of why I don't do this. YouTube doesn't notify people. We've been doing Tech Tuesday for 5 years. We tried to strip Tech Tuesday and put it on a separate channel. YouTube took it down. Where you been? We had Tech Tuesday yesterday. On Tuesdays where you should look for Tech Tuesday. We had it yesterday. Go back and look for it. We had a Tech Tuesday yesterday. I don't think y'all understand what I'm trying to say to y'all. Like, all this is just exposure and running ads. Thank you for the super chat. But again, all this is just running ads. You get to a level, we done did this for 5 years. Right? Love doing the content, love doing free stuff. But where you been at? Where you been at? Okay. Now, let me finish with the Greca thing. Sometimes when you're doing something, your head down, you're exhausted. You've been doing it for years. You're hoping it. Yeah, you wasn't notified. YouTube don't care about notifying y'all. Your head down, you're working for 2 years. You're working for 2, 3, 4, 5 years. You're working. And you're like, I should be rich. Right? But some people are still on year 1 and year 5. Okay? What you should be doing. Yeah, yesterday was fire. Go back and find yesterday's. I'll put it on the community wall. What you should be doing at this point in the game, when you're 3 to 8 million in, you need to figure out how to talk to a financial specialist so that you can take a loan, a working capital loan, and use it just for marketing. Just for marketing. That's it. All he needed was to be on. He needed to do the Donald Trump strategy, get on 100 podcasts, and he would be in that mug. They would have been richer than rich. They'd have had $9 million in their pocket and been happy. But if you have a wife, you sold your house to start this company, and then you do this, and then you are so excited about somebody. Again, this is where you can't fall in love with a personality. You have to do what's financially best for yourself. You fall in love with the personality, and this is what private equity does. Private equity takes all your money. Grant Cardone already told you what he's about to do. He already told you he's going to put 3 or 4 of these companies public. What stops him from taking 10X Health public? It's a massive lawsuit, $100 million lawsuit. It stops him from taking it public and putting it on what? The stock market. All right. But Grant Cardone already has 3 or 4 other companies. Again, I told you he was buying ranches. They've bought 50 HVAC companies. They've bought 20 roofing companies. All this is, and every one of those companies, I can tell you because I've been through the trainings, is systems. A lot of business owners, they do feel good stuff. They just take it from the hip. They need a system. So they follow the system. Once they get inside some of these courses and training, they spent $50K, $150,000 on the website. There's a thing they do. I'm going to be quiet. Once they spend that big money, they realize all I need to do is spend ads. I need ad spend. I need exposure. That's it, on a consistent basis. And the back office be automated. All right. So let's keep it pushing. But I hope y'all did y'all understand what happened here? They bought them. They bought another company at the same time. They basically bought another company with their money. That's how crazy that is. They bought another company with the money they made. That's how wild it is. Okay. So let me finish a little bit more. I'm pretty sure I'm getting a copyright strike on this one. I don't care. I don't need to be monetized.
So when you're saying 17 million that 1 month is of that business that they owned 82% of, that business at 17 million in a month. Wow, that's pretty explosive. So you don't think the 10X brand and Cardone promoting and talking about it helped get it off the
Oh,
ground?
it helped me a lot. I mean, I never, first of all, I owe a debt of gratitude to Grant Cardone for even taking the risk of saying that he wanted to partner with our company. I don't take that away from him at all. In fact, a lot of my issues are not with Grant. I mean, I think Brandon Dawson is his partner is going to be the downfall of the entire organization. I think,
so you and Grant are good. You don't have issues with Grant.
I don't have real issues with Grant. I mean, he's got a few issues with me because I left. I mean, basically they said either sell this test or we terminate you. And I said, I'm not selling the test. I am not going to use my reputation to shove this thing down the throats of patients that I care about. Some of the clinicians that have been in my business since we started that business, some of the employees that are there, some of the practicing clinicians are some of the best people in the entire world. You want to hear something amazing? So they
what is that, Rob?
They're now launching the so on January 4th, I have the Ultimate Human. It's my podcast. They went out on January 4th and bought ultimatehuman.com. I have the Ultimate Human. They bought ultimatehuman.com, and now they're launching Ultimate Human Analysis. The 10X brand has been so damaged and so destroyed. And it had, look at that. See any similarity between that logo and this logo?
Crazy.
Are you serious?
That's Cardone Ventures.
Are you joking or are you serious?
I wish I was joking. They just started this. Yeah. So Brandon Dawson went out while I was his business partner in March of 2024, while we were still business partners, while Sage and I were running our podcast and feeding leads to 10X Health and boosting 10X Health. Brandon Dawson went out and bought a trademark from a doctor, a trademark called Ultimate Human Analysis. Never even told us. We found out he bought the trademark a few months later, and he goes, I bought this trademark to protect you guys. And we're like, well, why would you buy an Ultimate Human trademark? I've got the Ultimate Human podcast. He goes, yeah, I brought it to protect you guys. So he went out and bought this trademark, sat on it. I sued him on the 26th of December. On the 28th of December, he went out and bought, in the name of that trademark, he bought the social media domains, Ultimate Human Analysis. Then on January 4th, a few weeks into our lawsuit, he bought ultimatehuman.com. And now he's starting Ultimate Human Community, the Ultimate Human. Look at the font, look at the coloring, look at the letters. I'm
not laughing because this is sad. This is sad because what you're learning is the machine. Seeking Creator said the slave ain't slaving. The slave ain't slaving. The slave's like, no, I'm not slaving. Okay, this is what I want y'all to learn. Private equity, this is what they do. When I tell y'all the greatest thing that happened to me in January it's not my grandfather dying. It's not me having the flu and I really couldn't get out of the bed for 7 days. Thank God I pre-recorded a bunch of stuff. Like I felt itchy weirdness and recorded a ton of videos from my car, just shotgunning them, filming them, and gave them to the staff and was like, please put stuff out. I know something's bad about to happen. I feel it coming, right? It's the stress, it's the everything, it's the grandfather passing. It's all together in the flu, right? And I want you to understand, like, the greatest thing a entrepreneur or a business person has for them is to think. If Gary Brecka took a week off work, and I mean this in the nicest way, I'm not calling him ugly, I'm not calling him stupid. If he just stepped back and said, wait a minute, wow, let me think, right? What they say sounds great, but we're already a company doing 3 to 8 million a year. What are they actually bringing to me? What are they listing out? Because if you look at some of the programs that they have, they're very great. They have a lot of system, a lot of structure. But once I went to some of the training, I was like, I still would have to pay somebody on my staff to go through this training and then pull another additional money to market my business. You know, when, you know, I'm gonna tell you like this. I was in a, I'm gonna not tell that whole story, but long story short, this guy was in a lawsuit. And I said, oh my God, I'm so sorry for this. Your wife's leaving you. This is happening. These people stole your company from you. What are you going to do, man? And he was like, sales kill, you know, cures all, buddy. And we laughed, but you could tell this man had been crying all day. This is a big, burly Texas man. And he'd been crying all day. And I was like, damn, this is terrible. And I tell you, no lie, 90 days later, he got not all the money back, but he got a good chunk of money back. And if you realize what Grant Cardone and them are doing, when they bought his company and they talked to him, there are things he says all the time. He probably says ultimate human. If you pay attention to my channel, there's stuff I say all the time. You know, I like me, your like is extra, you know, all the trademark things I say. Like I say stuff my significant other says because I'm around him so much, right? People that idolize a person repeat what they say. Subconsciously, unsubconsciously, you know, you see, I'm always referring to Diamond Dave. I'm like, no, don't take my word for it. Go ask Diamond Dave, right? Because I may be repeating something he says and paraphrasing it and doing it disjustice. But the more you're around somebody, you start leaking your true self. And you and your wife may be a bunch of like hippie dippies who are like, woohoo, and you're sharing all this information, right? I remember I was in an event, I was in a business buying session with somebody, and they were like, you just gave that person $100,000 of business information. Like they don't have to sell their company to you now because they know what to do. And I said, but the problem is the average business owner is so caught up in their day-to-day in the, Erica, I'm so busy. You're not. Knock it off. That what will happen is they'll try to, well, I should just sell because I don't have time to implement that. I've done that myself where I'm like, well, I'm so busy. I don't have time to do that. And I'm like, wait a minute, let me sit down. Do I have time to do that? I probably do. And he's probably said ultimate human. He's probably said all kind of stuff. And they took all kind of notes, and everybody sitting around him took notes the whole time. And all Brandon Dawson, when you meet Brandon Dawson is the hall monitor. If you meet Brandon Dawson's brother, he's a football. I mean, he's a big, burly, tall, Midwest, corn-fed looking brother. The white man brother that's been eating well, right? You see him and then you see Brandon Dawson, you're like, what happened? You ever seen Danny DeVito and Arnold Schwarzenegger in Twins? And then you're like, damn, what happened? That's Brandon Dawson and his brother. When they were in the room, you're like, whoa, wait a minute here. Now, if you've ever heard Brandon Dawson's story on how he married his wife, he had a heart doctor. And the heart doctor called him and said, listen, my daughter's coming out of college. She's hanging out with these stupid people. Can she come work at your office for a little bit? She works at his office. In less than 2 years, he's dating her. The dad, a medical doctor, cusses his daughter out at a fancy steak restaurant and saying, I'm ashamed of you. You're a horrible person. You're 52 years old, macking on my 23-year-old daughter. Are you kidding me? That's why when you guys come on here and try to tell me men don't care as long as the man is wealthy. Yes, they do. Real men who have real daughters care if you're a 50-something-year-old man trying to mac on their 20-something-year-old daughter. Knock it off. You know it's true. If some guy tried to talk to your daughter at 18 and he's 40, you'd beat him to death with your bare hands because you know what he's doing. You'd literally beat that man and they'd put you in jail because they'd be like, sir, you done beat him. He's a pulp. Ain't nothing left. Yeah, I want to make sure everybody know too. Right? So if wealthy white people and the guy is a multimillionaire at 52 years old, running companies, a medical doctor goes, you are the scum of the earth. I will literally banish my daughter from my family before I will acknowledge y'all marrying each other. This is disgusting. And y'all try to sit here and play off like, no, men don't care. It's okay. They do. Because they know what's happening. They do. Every bit of the day, they know. They know what predator behavior is, and they know what bad behavior is. And they know when age gaps are 30 plus years old. Now, if you told me his daughter was 35 and Brandon's 52, ain't nobody give a damn about that. But when my daughter's 23 and I send her to you to learn underneath you and you turn it to an opportunity to date my daughter, I'm pretty sure if they wanted that wealthy restaurant, that medical doctor would have swung on that man. Swung on him. The daughter even does a show about it. She's like, he disowned me in front of all these people. No, these women are not into older men. You guys are grooming. Knock it off. Cut it out. Okay, anyway. So I just want you to understand, Brandon Dawson, if I can describe that to you, is literally one of those thinking people. He's short, not super attractive. It doesn't matter, but you can tell he's a thinking person. So if you're in the room with him, and I was at an event and I said something and he looked at me, and the way he looked at me, I could tell he was reading every single word coming out of my mouth. Like, There was a guy there with a wine business making millions of dollars in this room I was in. The special dinner, it was 12 of us there. I'm telling you, Brandon Dawson was all ears. The people beside him was writing notes, but he was all ears. There are some people who have a special ability to do that, and he's one of those people. I will give him that. Now, but his brother like he could go lift a car. His brother looked like he could go punch a man tomorrow. He's a big dude. But I want you to, I mean, I'm telling you, they would beat him down. They would beat him down. Y'all know this is true. Y'all know this is true. Yeah, she can work here. Wink, wink. I got her. I'm going to take good care of her. So I just want you to understand, if you just take a minute and just sit, just take a minute and take a deep breath. Most of your business opportunities, y'all could just, if y'all step outside yourself and do some math and some time, you can see how this can go up to $4 or $5 million, or it can go down. And what is the catalyst you need? That's all. Okay. Yeah. Business with greedy people. It's unfortunate. It's really unfortunate, honestly. Did I miss something? I saw something here. Thank you, Anthony Bolton. I'm telling you, vitamin D. I have an Asian male friend, super smart guy. They thought he was depressed. They were going to send him to a doctor. Thought he was crazy. Goes to the doctor, takes blood work. He said, "Oh man, let me get you some vitamin D first before I recommend you to the specialist." I'm just telling you, like, it's wearing people out here. It's wearing people out hardcore. It costs extra for those tests and additional office fee for the doctor to explain it to you. Facts. Just got a full blood panel for $360. Yeah, there's a couple links I have. You can get you guys some discounts. You can get them down to like $129. But I'll be quiet on that. We'll talk about that offline. Let me do a little bit more. And I already know I'm getting a copyright strike. I don't care. We're going to finish this out. We're going to be done here. But I just want y'all to hear this.
The brand has been so tarnished that the Grant and Brandon just dropped the 10X brand like a stone, and now they're chasing the, obviously the Ultimate Human brand. We'll see how it goes, but it's just a sad story, man, because I really believed what those guys said. I believe what I heard from the stage. It was a horrible experience. I at the time where we knew we could no longer do business with them, I told Grant we wanted out, and he said, "I don't even like the space anyway. Why don't you guys make me an offer to buy my shares?" And so my wife and I ran around Wall Street, trying to raise money. We raised about $75 million. And I asked Grant to play backgammon one night, and I went up there and I said, look, we need to have a divorce. I don't want it to be a public divorce. I don't want to hurt the patients. I don't want to hurt the clients. I certainly don't want to hurt the employees that were with me from the beginning, these clinicians that have been with me from the beginning. Some of the most intentional, good people, really good practitioners are still on the deck of that ship. And I made him an offer. He seemed excited about the offer. He went to his partner, Brandon Dawson. Brandon was like, "Absolutely not. It's Gary trying to steal the business." And I said, "Look, just so that you know that this is an honest offer, I will not only pay you this valuation for your shares, but you can also buy my wife and I out at the same valuation. So,
it's either we do it to you or you do it to us.
I'll either buy your 82% out at this valuation, and at
Got
the time I offered him $65
Your
million.
18% they could buy at the $75 million valuation.
Yeah, at the $65 million valuation. So they could buy me, our 18%, and have the entire company, or we would buy their majority interest. They said, "It's too little for you to buy our shares, and it's too much for us to buy your shares." So in other words, we don't think you're giving us enough money. but it would be too much. That valuation would be too much for your shares. So they forced us to stay in a loveless marriage. And then they wanted us to sell this abject failure of a gene test, which they know does not work. They try to hire celebrities and influencers to shove this test down people's throats. The market is picking up on the inauthenticity of the messaging, because the intention, when it becomes solely to make money and not, the intention is not to help people with their well-being, the rate of collapse was just cataclysmic, and so, I mean, it's sad, but so then we ended up in litigation.
I thought you guys were, because this business it's not a business I'm interested in getting into, because there's too many technicalities to it. And I leave it to the experts to do what they want to do with this. Trust me, like right now we have a guy that wants to do a big sponsorship for one of our events. And I cannot tell you how many questions we're asking before we take sponsorship money. We don't even take sponsorship money the last 18 months. We gave away $6 million because we're just not doing it on the podcast because of that specific reason. But I thought for sure you guys were going to work together for many years.
I thought so
and
too.
Do great things. And it's unfortunate to hear, because I think his strength of marketing and just driving and your ability to go out there and present, and you come across very likable, trusting. You just said, sometimes I've made mistakes when I said this, so
I've definitely made mistakes.
No, but what I'm saying is your approach gets me and others to say, okay, I'm willing to give this guy a shot and listen to him, especially if somebody doesn't know who you are. They haven't spent time with you.
All right, let me stop. That's enough. Y'all get the gist. Y'all can watch the last couple minutes. Why I find it interesting that Patrick's like, I'm not interested. He realized very quickly, and if you picked it up, you picked it up. When he said that I went to Wall Street and I raised $75 million to buy Grant out, where has Grant been trying to go the last 5 years? Wall Street. He's been trying to go public. He's been trying to sell to family offices. So if I have you running you around, you're my new pet. Like, look, everybody, this is my new pet. Look how well, he made me $17 million in one podcast. You don't think Grant's been pitching him out there like that? Okay. Because Patrick Bet-David had Grant Cardone on one of his events not even 3 years ago. Knock it off. Okay. He's making it very clear, I'm not interested. Because Grant likes to sue. But two, Gary Becker just saying, I raised $75 million to buy him out. There are people watching that Patrick Bet-David that are not even like super rich business people, but they're wealthy enough that they've dropped big money with Patrick, that they could drop big money and buy him out. Patrick put money with minority share with the Brooklyn Nets. He just spent $18 million on an airport hangar. You don't think people are watching, observing this conversation as like, shit, I'll buy out that brand and we'll revamp it, right? Like, if you can get 17 million off going on Joe Rogan's show, there's money to be made out of this, all right? So I just want y'all to understand, like, he's doing that to kind of like get some distance there, so Grant doesn't be like, well, I'm gonna sue Patrick because Patrick's over here defaming me, doing this, doing that. Nah. He just did that to kind of save face. But trust me, Gary Brecka was pitching. So what's going to be the end of this lawsuit? Grant is going to have to pay Gary 32 million, 35 mil, right? Somewhere in the middle. Or they're going to be like, well, we'll just give you this brand back because of all this stuff. Because he can't bring it public now. It's not going to work. Right? It's got so much bad press. It's got such negative connotations. Oh, those people took forever to give me my vitamins. Oh, it cost me hundreds of dollars in vitamins from them. I told y'all the supplement space is a very big, lucrative space. There's a no-name guy out of Houston, Texas that just made $10 million last year. He used to work for Amazon. He's so rich, and in such a short time, like, we were like, your house address is still on your business information. He's like, oh, I know, we got to get it changed. Dude, you just made $10 million. You need to take your house in this non-gated neighborhood off your information. Okay, so again, I hope you understand from this. I hope this was informative. I hope you guys got some information out of this, but I want you just to understand the levels that are just been played across our face. They made multi-millions of dollars, but that is not how you do it. You don't take money from one company and buy a competing company. He's got there's some money to be made there, and eventually they'll meet in the middle. Either Grant's going to give him some $30 million, or Gary Brecka's going to run up enough TV advertising, because guess what? The average person is not going to know the difference between putting the ultimate human or putting human analysis. They're just not. So Brendan Dawson know what he did there. He made sure to get something that's so similar that if somebody stumbles onto his website by accident, they're going to still get money off Gary. And that's how treacherous this is. Like, I just want you to understand, it's just a machine. And this is why, if nothing else, if you don't do nothing but hire 2 or 3 marketing people and they just every day get in people's faces, you rather have half of America hate you, which is what Grant Cardone is doing. Half of America just hates you, tired of seeing your ads, because then at least they know you. And the other half will make you multiple millions of dollars. So that's what I had for y'all today. Please don't be talking Trump tough on Facebook, because it'll cost you your job. But also don't do silly business deals that make no financial sense. I don't know if y'all heard the part that they put $250,000 into Grant Cardone's Cardone Capital, and the FBI sent 2 people in there to work for Grant Cardone to basically be snitches. Yes, our federal government puts people in place to be snitches, to secretly go through a job, work a job for a year or 2 to be a snitch. The government got time. Government got time. But also, if the government's doing that, there's a reason old boy is pivoting very quickly out of that space. So I hope this was good for y'all. I hope this was informative. This is your girl Erica, Classic on Blog. We've talked enough crap tonight. We might have to make this video private. And you guys, this is your girl Erica, Classic on Blog. You guys have a great day.
This is David W. Williams, and I'm giving a testimony to Erica Williams and her team. Because of the advertising relationship that we were able to develop, my company had the best month in the month of November for the whole year of 2024. And I'm talking about our sales were 3 or 4 times any other month during that particular year. And I know it's because of the relationship that I had with Erica and how she worked with me as an advertising partner. So now here's the benefit of working with her and her team. She's going to communicate to you what you're going to get as a result of working with her. She's going to over deliver on her value that she's providing, right? And she's not going to do a one-off deal. She's going to really invest in your success, because she's really invested in making sure that you're going to get a success story from working with her as an advertising partner. So if you're looking to drive more sales, you're looking to bring in more leads, and you're also looking to get more exposure to what you're doing, you want to reach out to Erica and ask her, can I advertise with you?